Taurus, there is a warm, supportive energy coming to your home life in the year ahead. Whether you're upgrading your space or just feeling more settled and like you can put down roots, what is not to love about this energy of Jupiter in Leo? Let's explore your horoscope for the year ahead. This video, it's a forecast for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. You can check out all 3 videos and they are going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya and welcome to the Astro News and Weather Report for the last week of June 2026. Don't forget, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal. Look it up if you need to know the difference. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. This week we're looking at the last hurrah of Jupiter in his exaltation sign Cancer for another 12 years. Now he has been doing the important work in Cancer since June 9th, 2025, and it all finishes up for us on the 30th of June 2026. Now, he will be at the 29th degree, the anaretic degree of Cancer for this week ahead until the 30th of June. And when a planet is at the anaretic degree, he gets his knickers in a knot, all in a panic about finishing his work in this particular realm of the chart. So let's find out what Jupiter has been working on and what he's now anxious to finish up and bestow upon us all before we take a dive into Jupiter in his new sign, Leo. So Jupiter in Cancer has acted on many levels. Let's take a look at some. Cancer, firstly, is all about our emotional foundation. Whether we know it or not, events have unfolded over the last year of Jupiter's transit here that will ultimately serve to bring us great good and fortune in these realms in the future. This is especially true if we have happened to behave in Jupiterian ways at this time. What does that mean? It means being generous, using your abundance to bless others, and to also tap into your emotional intelligence. These have been the keys that could have unlocked many answers to your problems over the last year. Now, I can just see the comment section full of people saying this isn't true for them. Life is as hard as it ever was, etc., etc. But I want you to know, friends, Jupiter is a future-directed planet. His work in any realm of the chart is designed to bring growth and expansion in the future, not necessarily always in the moment that he is in that sign. So he has been building and preparing and structuring things for blessing in your 5th house at some stage down the track, provided, as I've said, that you've worked with his great themes of generosity, compassion, and benevolence. Some of the things Jupiter has called us to focus on during his sojourn in Cancer include giving emotional comfort and support to others, cultivating your 6th sense and your inner knowing, very psychic house, or psychic sign, I should say, the energy of Cancer, developing your beliefs in a higher power, and setting things up in your life to attract greater luck and rich life experiences in the future, as I've just said. Now, family connections, tribal bonding, intimate communities, these are all ruled by the sign of Cancer, generally speaking, in a chart. Jupiter has wanted to bring expansion to these areas of life over the past year. Now, in a non-literal sense, many people may have found their tribe now, the people who feel like coming home for them. Now, for some people, this transit has brought family members home again, literally. It's certainly been true in my life and my husband's life. Or it might have looked like some people have seen their family expand through other changes. You know, parents have moved in due to needing assistance with daily living, or your family has grown through the arrival of new babies, or new members of the family have arrived due to someone getting married. That is an expansion of the family dynamic. The whole concept of what a family actually is for you might have changed over the last year, in some cases leading to bigger communities where more people feel welcome. Let's hope that that is the case. Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. And in Cancer, we may have learned more about our genealogy, our family traditions, our heritage, our roots, our lineage, or the people in our family in some profound new way. Real estate and land are also the domain of Cancer as well. Many people have developed a greater appreciation of real estate, owning a home, expanding their home, or upsizing their place of living in some way as well. For some people, it has been an excellent time to invest in real estate or home improvement projects. Cancer is associated also with comfort, being comfortable and playing it safe. It likes security. But it's also a cardinal sign, and that means it prefers to take action rather than resting on its laurels. So rather than sitting around hoping for security, this transit has been all about making security happen. With Cancer representing things from the past, this has looked like mending things, restoring things, improving things that weren't working around your home, getting thrifty, and even creating that rainy day bank account for the future by selling off old items that were no longer useful to you. This has also been the most fabulous year to establish gardens, pretty gardens, or growing your own food, all are Cancer energy. So get stuck into that healthy that veggie patch in this last week of opportunity for Jupiter to expand you in that way. In Cancer, negative manifestations with Jupiter here might have looked like too much comfort eating, smothering those people who are nearest and dearest to us, being too clingy, staying at home instead of stepping out when it's required, and maybe being a bit manipulative. After all, Cancer is trying to get what it wants by going things in a sideline manner. Just think of the little crab that always moves from side to side rather than straight forward. Hopefully we've kept perspective and risen above the smallness, the clinginess, or the little inconveniences of life that this transit may have brought. Now, what's really interesting are the Jupiterian aspects between it and Saturn that have been given and received. So I would just suggest, my friends, that we should all be getting ready for some serious personal relief when Jupiter moves into the fire sign of Leo on the 30th of June, because he's going to start trining Saturn again, fire sign to fire sign, Saturn in Aries. And this is going to make a huge amount of difference to the peace in your soul. Although, do be prepared for the initial craziness of the Mars-Uranus conjunction square the nodes, skip step that's coming from Gemini these next few weeks as well. But after that, things might feel a little bit better thanks to the trine between Jupiter and Saturn that will be in play for the next year. How lovely. The cycle that Saturn and Jupiter make through their 20-year pattern is actually truly fascinating and governs so much of what we experience as individuals and collectively. So this is very much needed given all the upheaval and craziness in the world right now, and perhaps personally in your life as well. My amazing Royal Stars Academy student Fiona did a brilliant summation of the energies of this cycle in the video we created together from last year, and it's still relevant. If you want to view that video and understand the Saturn-Jupiter cycle, you can view it from my Astrology Discussions playlist if you'd like to know more. You can also go more in depth with what Jupiter will do for you as he transits a new house in your life in whole sign astrology in your chart over the coming year by simply viewing my Jupiter Through the Houses playlist. And you can do that here at the Guiding Star YouTube channel. So here comes Jupiter in Leo, another great dignity for the most expansive of all planets. Jupiter enters Leo on June the 30th, 2026, and will remain in this sign until July 26, 2027. Also, don't forget, friends, there is a video available at my Patreon family all about the 12-yearly Jupiter return cycle. This is a huge year in a person's life, and it can see things change drastically for the better more often than not. You know, I was blessed to meet my husband David in my Jupiter return year, and I was blessed with an increase in finances that same year through a special opportunity that came my way. So that's just an example of the kind of amazing things that can happen in a Jupiter return year. Make sure you check out that video at my Patreon family. You'll need to pay $5 to become a member to view it. But check that out, especially if you have Jupiter in Leo natally. This means you're having your Jupiter return year this year, and you're going to want to know all about how to read and analyze a Jupiter return chart to get the most out of that energy. Now, as for Jupiter in Leo, it's going to bring his generous, kind, compassionate, and altruistic self to the Leo house of your chart. And then we're going to explore that in just a little mini. But Jupiter in the sign of the King will also give us greater organizing and executive abilities, as well as more opportunities for obtaining positions of trust, responsibility, and leadership in the world. It is a truly exciting transit. I'm looking forward to this so much because it has the potential to uplift society. Because Leo, in my opinion, is the Odysseus energy, the true king, as opposed to the suitors wanting to destroy the kingdom, which are seen from another sign in the horoscope. But Leo is the Odysseus. So to my mind, having Jupiter there is a very powerful year indeed, where we may actually see Odysseus return, and boy, don't we need it on the planet right now. Let's oust those suitors, everybody. This is a year for making our own opportunities, taking exciting but still sensible risks, and growing our own self-confidence. Good fortune, luck and prosperity, which is what Jupiter rules, they come our way when we embrace Leo energy fully. What does that look like? It means being magnanimous, being extra generous, and don't be afraid of quixotic exploits. They will inspire both yourself and others at this time. Now, if you are a creative person, or if you're involved in fields that are Leo-like, like entertainment, performance, coaching, guiding, working with children, or you're a facilitator of events, that have to do with good times or romance, think wedding coordinator or, singles dating host or something like that. Or even if you're just fanatical about your hobbies or your passions, they're the realms where you'll see more good luck and good fortune arrive in your life. With Jupiter in Leo, people in general will hunger to be recognized because it's the house, the sign of celebrity. So we're going to see a lot of people expanding into that at this time. We're going to see a lot of people hungering to be more cherished and more admired because that's Leo energy too. Jupiter is expanding all Leo things. Now be sure to give it out if you would like to receive it back from the world at large at this time. Some people with strong Leo placements actually might step into the celebrity spotlight this year. Something to look forward to potentially if you want that as a Leo person. Belief systems that emphasize love and honor and loyalty also become appealing. And we're going to see opportunities to expand our world through allowing ourselves more self-expression, more self-respect, more generosity, as well as living in greater integrity and honor as well. This is a time when we feel that having a healthy love life or quality leisure time is actually what makes life worth living. And as a Leo sun person myself, I can honestly say this is the truth. That's how I feel. Why work hard if you can't enjoy life as well? Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. So during this transit, we might be learning about the arts, learning about how to improve our well-being, learning about romantic relationships, charisma, popularity, and learning about how to improve the dynamic we have with our children. I'd also suggest that we may actually, as a collective, be more inclined to take some much needed action. Leo is a fire sign, active energy, and we may be wanting to take some action around the suffering of children. Compassion is a Jupiter theme, as are children a Jupiter theme. Leo also has connections to children as well, the childlike heart within us. So action around compassion for children. For example, addressing and exposing further the horrific Epstein files and the people involved with that, or exposing the exploitation of child labour in third world countries, or the disadvantages of child poverty all over the world, including in Western cultures. These may be themes that step into the forefront of the spotlight during Jupiter in Leo transit. But getting back to our childlike sense of playfulness may also be on the cards. What did you love to do when you were 10 or 11 years old? Well, you might be being called to rediscover your little boy or little girl energy again this year. People will come into your life now to actually facilitate this if you can't seem to break the tyranny of the urgent yourself. Yay, bring it on. And those of us who've given up on finding love or given up on a dream we may have been pursuing or developing a talent that was very dear to us, we might be reconsidering our options on these issues, because new fields of joy are going to open and unfold before us thanks to Jupiter's expansion. So love may be on the cards, dreams coming true may be on the cards, development of talents and innate skills might be on the cards. So much to look forward to with this very benevolent transit, even with the South Node joining Jupiter here from August the 19th. With that in mind, I'd also say make the most of the full blessing of Jupiter here in these first South Node free few weeks of Jupiter in Leo, my friends. And now let's move to having a look at what the all signs influence might be for Jupiter in Leo for the next year of our lives. Taurus, you can find out more details about this incredible transit of Jupiter through Leo by checking out my Jupiter Transits the Houses playlist, which is free here at the YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you're interested in the Karmic Astrology Masterclass, you have until the end of June to get all the goodies associated with this masterclass. After that, you can join, but you miss out on the goodies. So jump in now while you can. Now, here comes Jupiter transiting through your fourth house. This is a fantastic position because it's angular. It has the capacity to give you wealth and abundance this year through property, through vehicles, lots of happiness with your emotions, and your ability to feel safe and secure in the world is going to increase. Now, this can look like purchasing property this year, purchasing vehicles this year. I bought a car that expanded, was a bigger car than I've ever owned before to fit my family in when Jupiter transited my fourth house. It was certainly a Jupiter transit to the fourth house energy, although Jupiter wasn't that good in Gemini, and I kind of now am regretting that car. So the good news for you, Taurus, is Jupiter does well in a fire sign, so less likely that you'll regret your financial choices when it comes to property and vehicles this year. You're going to feel much better about those circumstances. Like I said, your feelings of security will abound. You will have also potentially be able to tap into the abundance in your family line. So we all have different experiences with our families growing up and our early home life. But with Jupiter here, you're going to see your family through a glass half full lens. You'll be able to, look nostalgically at your upbringing and remember the good times and the positive influences and the blessings that you've had with relatives and family and siblings, etc. There might even be a growth in resources for your family or your parents because of this transit of Jupiter through the fourth house. When I had this transit occur, my mother and father sold our family property, our family farm that had been in my family for 50 years. And of course, that changed their financial circumstances to much more security and stability for them going forward in life due to that sale. So your parents can receive more abundance through something to do with Jupiter's transit here in the fourth house that has to do with land and property and real estate and so on. Your parents might grow in Jupiterianism through this transit as well. They might become wiser. They might become more knowledgeable. They might become more generous and benevolent and expansive at this time as well. You yourself can succeed through property. Like I said, you might grow your property portfolio, or you might sell a parcel of land and just increase your wealth through property that way. Your home environment this year, your domestic world, should preferably this year grow and be expansive as well. And that doesn't necessarily mean you've got to move to a bigger place, although it can do that sometimes. But you might just be making your place feel more spacious and light and open in some way. You might be painting it lighter colors, or you might be getting rid of the clutter and making it feel more open and spacious. For some who rent, you might be looking to rent or purchase or buy, I should say as well, near a cathedral or a university or a place of higher learning, which are all ruled by Jupiter. Or you might just be spending more time near those sorts of places in the city where you live or the town where you live. You might just be spending more time near areas of the city that are different to what you're used to culturally as well. Jupiter rules other cultures. So, let's say you were, born in Australia, but you spend a lot of time in Melbourne's Chinatown, or maybe Footscray or something like that, where maybe it's a different culture from that which you were born into. So you don't have to go out of the country to experience that. You can do it within your country. But of course, this is a transit that can see you living out of a suitcase as you travel abroad to foreign places and literal other cultures in some way as well. Now, this is the house of the mother, and you might find that your mother her life is being expanded in some way. She's becoming more spiritual, more philosophical. Her spiritual beliefs are growing. She might be feeling more generous and kind and benevolent with you, my beautiful Taurus friends. And in some senses, there is this beautiful energy of, like I said, you seeing the beauty in your mother or in the family, the heritage, the roots, and the lineage related to the maternal line this year, something to be celebrated and enjoyed. This is also, the fourth house has to do with older age. And if you are of an older age as you're watching this video, hello, it's lovely to have you here. You might find that you are just experiencing a general level of happiness and abundance and, joy in your life than you've known for years. It can make you more bright, more bubbly as an elder person as Jupiter transits here through the fourth house of the horoscope. Now, Taurus, I just want to encourage you to listen to your sun and moon and rising sign, because all three of those videos will have something special to tell you about what to expect in the year ahead with Jupiter's transit through the sign of Leo.